Hey guys, Oham here, and I wanted to give like a quick little video on how you can achieve a really high amount of damage with Worley. And of course, it's going to be using spicy chili flakes and Volco Chudfroid. Now, if you didn't know, the regular Volco jelly does give a small extra damage boost to your weapons. It's like an electric buff. It also makes your weapons electric at the same time, which means it does more damage to wet things. There are a few enemies of note that are always wet, and that includes something like Merms or Toadstool. Let's spawn a Merm real quick, and we'll hit him with a Hambat right now. So that's 59.1. It's a little off the completely fresh side, but you see that's a decent chunk of damage. We'd Volco Chudfroid. We do 147. This is because the Merm is always wet, which means that we get the electric damage boost. But if we were to spawn in something that can't be wet and can only be dry, such as, oh, I don't know, such as a Beefalo. This guy's dry, he's pretty dry right now. 88.4. Chili flakes make attacks 20% stronger, so we're adding a 20% extra damage boost on top of that. So we'll pop this, and we'll spawn in another Beefalo, something dry first. Alright, so we have the chili 20% extra damage buff with the extra Volco Chudfroid electric damage boost on a dry enemy. This does 105 damage now, so it's already over 100 damage. We can get a little better with this though. Let's spawn in something consistently wet. Alright, come here baby. 175. And make a mental note that this Hambat has gone with the passage of time just a little bit, so it'd actually be something higher, maybe like 177, 178, something along those lines. We could also do more damage. Let's take a Dark Sword, for example. This does more flat-out damage than a Hambat. The only reason I used a Hambat was because this feels more commonly made than a Dark Sword in my fair share of experiences. We'll spawn a Beefalo. As you can see, this is 122 damage. And we'll try something wet with a Dark Sword with the spicy chili flakes and electric damage buff added to something wet. That is 204 damage right there. Let's make a posse of them. Right now we're dealing 204 damage to wet enemies with a Dark Sword with a Spicy Chili Volco Chudfroid. Although the resources are pretty tedious, I was just meaning to showcase just how high you can take damage with some weapons that a decent amount of experienced players use on a regular basis, such as Dark Swords and Handbats. And even still, the damage could be higher. If you're playing something like Wolfgang and you're using these weapons and you were in your mighty form and you had all the buffs of the Spicy Chili Flakes and the electricity buffs against wet targets, it would be one hell of a whopping. But more often than not, this dish is unfortunately going to have to be used against dry enemies because there's a very small amount of wet enemies entirely in the game. That's pretty much all I had. I just wanted to show it off. Alright, see ya.